Hello everybody, my name's Ashir, and in this video I'm going to go over the how to get more experience, or an optimized way to get experience and gold from the silver wastes. So without further ado, I'm gonna beat that point to death in this video. So let's get started with a general overview of the silver wastes. So welcome to the silver wastes. Uh, there are many things to do here and lots of events. This map can be overwhelming to somebody new to this. Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it seems. So, the most important points of this map, you're always going to get constant updates, as you can see in the combat log. These yellow updates will constantly tick, and it might start driving you crazy, but once you understand what's happening here, it makes a lot of sense, and these actually start becoming useful, these little updates. And actually, we're in the boss phase right now, so that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go, or we're in the mini boss phase, I should say. So I'm gonna go over here and take a peek at that real quick. Well, actually, what I should do first is show off one of the NPCs that you will be using in this map to make gold. Because this is not only an experience farm guide, but also a gold farm guide. Say hello to your new best friend NPC who's going to help you make gold. So if you notice that this NPC is a bandit crest collector. And as the name suggests, they collect bandit crests. Now then, if you're brand new, you'll have an extra option here to buy a yellow bag. And I believe you can only buy that one time, so definitely buy that. There are also plenty of other rewards you can get in this menu. Note that the keys don't cost coins, just bandit crests. And also note that I already have a whole bunch of bandit skeleton keys. This is how you're going to open up the chests at the end of the event after the breach and the main boss fight is done. This is where you get the keys from to open up all the chests that everybody's going to run around the map and look for. If you want to optimize the amount of gold you're getting, you want to be in that train of chest collecting and get the contents of every chest. It's actually quite a bit of loot. So here's where you get the keys. You can click and drag on this menu right where the number is. Notice that the icon changes to a scroll icon up and down. You can click and drag. Oh, well, I can't right now. If I select the right one, I can. If you click and drag, you can quickly get the maximum amount of keys or whatever you want. I would recommend the sandy bag of gear if you're trying to make tons of gold. Oops, pushed the wrong button there. And then you'll usually get a whole, if you completed the event and you helped out with all of the meta stuff, you'll be getting loads of crests, especially after you've finished the map one time. You'll start stacking up, or you'll start getting these buffs for completing the map. You'll get a hero buff, you get the preservance buff, and as long as you stay on this map, you'll start getting more and more crests the more you keep repeating the cycle. I believe there is a cap to this, so it's not infinite growth, but you do get more. Then what you can do is turn around and sell these. It cost me 1 silver 25, I want to say, and I'm going to make 4 silver off of that. And that was just a simple, that's how I make money off of this map. And then you can consume these sand pieces to get different things, deposit your materials. If you have less than 10, I like to keep my inventory clean and just destroy them. Obviously, that might not be optimal, the most optimal, but I prefer a clean uh, inventory over something that's super optimal. That's just my opinion, though. Okay, it looks like the breach event already happened. I wanted to go take a look at it to get that in the video, but that's okay. Notice that this map is not an organized group. I'm not part of a group. I'm just over here making a video. This is what happens when the breach event happens. You can jump down into these holes during the breach event, and there'll be little boss fights in here. They're like mini boss fights. This happens at every major camp, which I haven't talked about yet. I realize I probably should. I just wanted to get some footage of this. So I'll talk about that next. So there are 4 main camps in this area, or fortresses, as the objective will say in the top right-hand side of the screen. It will say uh, 0 out of 4, 1 out of 4, 2 out of, etc., out of 4 fortresses held, and then the defense level as well up to 4 again. And then there will be a progress bar underneath that that is slowly filling up. And that progress bar is working towards this event right now, which is the main boss fight of the map. So there are 4 main camps: the Red Rock Bastion, the Indigo Cave, the Blue Oasis, and Amber Sandfall. And I'm just going to hop on the sky scale and show you where these locations are. If you have a mount on this map is fairly small. So having a mount is going to help you immensely when you're trying to farm gold and experience. And note that this map is giving Central Tyria experience. So I'm working on my Revered Antiquarian because I've already maxed out Pack Commander for the one thing that everybody wants, no matter what, no exceptions: auto loot. You want this one as fast as possible, and this map is the key to unlocking that one as fast as possible, as long as you have the mastery points. So maybe that's Red Rock Bastion. Let's go over to Indigo Cave. This is Indigo Cave. Note the breach hole there. Now in Indigo Cave there are 2 bosses, because there are 5 mini bosses that have to be killed in order to fight the main boss. So 2 will be in Indigo Cave, and then 1 for every other major camp. Blue Oasis is right over here. This is Blue Oasis, and Amber Sandfall directly across. Looks like they're having a tough time with the bosses. Might not be a good example after all. Oh, okay, they got one. Right. This is Amber Sandfall. So the reason these 4 camps are the most important places on the map is for your gold farming and your experience farming. So what will happen if you're actually trying to be part of that gold and experience farm is take a look in the look for group window, go over to Central Tyria, into squads, and usually you're looking for SilverWastes or SW, and then you're looking for RIBA. And groups form all the time. If there's not one here, maybe check back in 5 minutes. There's always a group going through this. There's somebody always organizing a group and running through this map for experience. So that'll be your first most important step. The next step is when the map resets, which hopefully I'll be able to get in the video here. When the map resets, or wait, I'm not going to be able to because there's a long cooldown. Anyway, the most important part is when the map resets and it starts all over again, Usually the leader of the group will insist that everyone meets at Red Rock Bastion, the R in RIBA, and they'll have you meet outside the gate. They'll usually drop their guild banner, if they have one, and food. You can't rely on this all the time, but that's pretty normal, and those are pretty great buffs to have if you're trying to farm gold and experience, which is kind of the point of this map for me. So they'll have you start here, and instead of spreading out across the map and attacking all of the camps all at once, what you want to do for an optimized route and how to do it is to take the camps one at a time in order of the acronym RIBA. So start at Red Rock Bastion, be part of taking the camp, and once you take the camp, you get a large chunk of experience. And if you've already done the map once, you'll also get extra bandit coin, or yeah, bandit crests. So perfect. Once you've taken that camp, move on to Indigo. Once you get to Indigo, take over that camp, collect a large amount of experience for retaking the camp, collect a large amount of bandit crests, and move on. Those will happen automatically once the meta event ends. Move on to the Blue Oasis. In order, it takes time to get to each one, and we're doing them in order on purpose so that the timers are offset. So then you'll do the Blue Oasis, then you'll do Amber Sandfall in that order. Once you've done all those in order, as soon as you take a camp, a timer starts. And once that timer expires, you don't see the timer, but the camps come under attack on a timer. You want to go over to the camp that started this whole thing off, Red Rock Bastion. That will usually be under attack before you get to Amber Sandfall, somewhere around Blue Oasis. Somewhere in there during that journey, this will become under attack, and it'll update in the combat log down in the bottom left. And if everything goes your way, instead of in the bottom left where it says Red Rock Bastion has been lost to the Mortem, it says the Pact has retained control. So go help out in that meta event, defend it, and it's like a 5-minute timer. And as long as the commander of the camp stays alive, once that timer ticks down to 30 seconds, if you've dealt damage to the mobs that are attacking, that will have counted as participation in that meta event. So once the camp ticks down to around 30 seconds and you know that the camp commander is going to live for that remainder of 30 seconds, you can move on to the next defense mission, because while you were dealing with the defense of Red Rock, Indigo should have came under attack. Usually while you're on the way to Red Rock. And those are like 5-minute timers each. So you have plenty of time to participate in the defense, enough to get the gold medal. Once it ticks down to 30 seconds, move on to Indigo Cave, participate in the defense there. Then, as you probably guessed, move on to Blue Oasis, participate in the defense there, because that will come under attack. And then move on to Amber Sandfall. Then you've established the loop by taking the camps in order. And when commanders and everybody are complaining about how the rotation is messed up or we didn't do it right, this is what they mean. Jumping from camp to camp in that order. And participating in the defense missions is one of the highest profit makers for experience and gold. So those defense missions are the best way to make gold and experience through getting tons of bandit crests, which you can trade over here, and for the experience gain. This is faster than rift farming. This is faster than rift farming for experience. So if you're tired of rift farming, if you don't know what that is, that's part of the Soto expansion. If you're tired of running around doing rifts, this is another option, and it's faster on the golden experience gain. Well, I'm not sure about the gold gain, but the experience gain definitely. So then you'll notice other events as you're doing this map are the caravans, the supply caravans. There will be legendary creatures, and there will be events that you should probably ignore that are rebuild the camps. That one I recommend ignoring because the payout is not worth your time invested. So the caravans and the legendary creatures that spawns are what I would consider targets of opportunity. So as you're defending here, if you see a packed caravan making its way over to Indigo Cave or going to Amber Sandfall, help out defend that caravan a little bit, and then bounce in between Red Rock and Indigo Cave as Red Rock's defense is ticking down somewhere between like 3 minutes left to like 30 seconds left. Bounce in between these two and escort that caravan while you're participating in the defense over here and here, trying to keep the commanders alive so that the timers don't get reset. Because you want the attack timers consistently happening in the order that you set them up. I hope that made sense. There's a lot of words. So defenses first, then targeted opportunities second, and keep the commanders alive so that way your rotation doesn't get messed up. It sounds complicated, it's pretty easy, especially if you have a mount. Just zip through the map, defend, 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 collect all of that juicy experience in gold. Once you've done all of that and the bar that's ticking up on the top right hand side of the screen fills all the way up, then the mini bosses, the breach will happen. You'll jump down in the holes like I showed you, kill the bosses in the holes, the mini bosses, and then the main boss event will happen, the Vinewrath Tangle boss. Notice that there are 3 lanes, and it looks like only one of them is open to me. You can only participate in the attack of one of the bosses through the lane at a time. So the bottom lane opens first, then the middle lane, then the top lane. You can only choose one per map cycle. So pick a lane, the door will open up, go in there, kill the boss, it'll kick you out, and if you try to enter in through a different lane, it will keep kicking you out because you've already killed the one boss you can for that map cycle. One free tip, if you have a Skyscale with the Fireball ability, you can go up the middle lane, and just before entering, you can fly above the gate and shoot fireballs at the boss to help damage and kill the boss. And once the 3 bosses, the 3 champions have been slain, the chests will spawn, the boss chests. See these people firing down the fireballs from outside the arena? They're helping deal damage to the boss. Which I feel kind of bad because I've been sitting here making a video talking, but I should have helped maybe. So once the boss is slain, the chests will appear in this boss room. You get a little cutscene. Go collect the chest, and you'll be getting a key, hidden depths key, as well as some loot, some nice loot. And then there'll be bandit chests. Oh, here we go, perfect. Just like this. So loot the main chest. There will be bandit chests along the side. Grab those up. I'm actually kind of glad I got to showcase this in the video. So there we go, we got our loot. Now what people normally do is they'll exit the arena. I don't have any shovels, that's okay. So then you'll get one of these keys after beating the boss. A key of greater nightmares. Now then, 2 minutes after the boss has been slain, we'll get a little message. Oh, see how he did that with the shovel? First he pinged it with the sonar, then he slapped the chest out of the ground. Using the shovel abilities, when you double click the shovel in your inventory, it'll put the shovel into your hands. You'll get new skills on your skill bar in the bottom left. Use those skills to first ping to find the shovel or the chests that are hidden, and then use the other ability to slap the chests out of the ground. There'll be little piles of dirt or sand that you will be able to slap the chests out of. It should be fairly obvious where the chest is hidden inside the little circle. If you don't have a pile of sand, try pinging again. Now then, where do we go use the... Oh look, there's the message right there. The vines blocking the passage to the hidden depths has temporarily withdrawn. What does that mean? That means come over to the hidden depths waypoint. If you don't have that unlocked, it's over here alongside the southern edge of the map. Very easy to find. If you're coming from Red Rock Basin, Red Rock Bastion, sorry, Basin. If you're coming from Red Rock Bastion, hug this wall over here to our left. Continue to hug the wall. Here's the waypoint. Usually it'll be contested, so usually you just have to travel here manually. This door will have opened. And you just want to come up to this chest right here and park yourself at it. That was what that nightmare key was for. Watch how quickly this chest resets. I can now open this chest again if I have more nightmare keys. So don't run around doing the event and grabbing up every other small chest. Just sit at this one and farm this chest until you run out of keys. Ta-da! Easy loot. Look how much gold I'm going to make out of this. For barely even participating. For barely participating, I got bloodstone dust, dragonite ore, and imperial fragments. We'll deal with these in a second. I'm just going to sell everything instantly. Yay, congratulations, I sold that. Ignore these Blood Legion keys. These keys are from something else. But the piece of rare unidentified gear, it's worth the most as that. So I'm just going to sell it as is. I'm not going to identify it. I'm going to keep it unidentified. I'm going to sell all of the gear. Usually if you've been participating in this map heavily, you will have so much more to just sell instantly like that. You'll be making tons of money. You'll be making anywhere between 5 to 7 gold per run, which is for an organized group for every 45 minutes running around and doing that, making about 7 plus gold every 45 minutes is actually pretty insane. So SilverWaste is still a very good gold farm, but wait, I'm not done yet. I still have 12 minutes over in the top right to run around with the group and collect the hidden chests and get more loot to sell. So that's what people mean when they say that this is a gold farming map. And then once you've made it back to camp, usually the group will swing through camp to grab chests. You can come over here, get more keys if you don't have enough. Grab up your sandy bags of gear, and then open them all up. Add this to your total gold that you're just gonna make. And then once you're all said and done, I don't want to use that. Break down these raw lumps of amberite and then deposit them. Use all of your piles of silky sand. Ta-da! Once that's done, I like to clean out my inventory. Oh yes, and then I even got medallions of the soldier to sell. Oops, but wrong button. Now then, just when you think that we're done, we're not. But wait, there's more. To help you min-max even more, there are these experimental mortem extraction devices. Now then, where do you use these? When do you use these? Well, you take these, for bandit crests, they're fairly cheap for what they do. For bandit crests and some small amount of coin. When the breach happens, use the device from your inventory. You'll gain a buff per boss. So the boss consumes the buff, but when the breach happens, there's one mini boss here, two in here, one in there, and one over here. So one in Oasis, one in Amber, one in Red Rock, two in Indigo Cave. They're in those holes I showed off at the start of the video. Use your mortem extraction device per boss kill. So use the device, jump down this hole, kill the boss. Come over here, use another device, jump down the hole, kill one of the two bosses, use another device, kill the other boss. Hopefully you're starting to recognize the pattern here. Come over to the blue oasis, use a device, kill the boss. Come down here, use a device, kill the boss. Then the main boss fight, go through one of these three lanes, use a device, then kill the boss. Then if you want to be even more min-maxy and extra, uh, get extra stuff, come up here. If your sky scale has the fireball ability, use the extraction device, fireball the boss. You see what I'm saying? And when that boss dies, then there'll be the third and final champion. Use the extraction device, kill the boss. Especially if you have auto loot. Because even if you're high up in the sky, when you kill something with fireball, the loot from that mob, if it drops any, will automatically be picked up. And the fireball is a very long range ability. So that's how you use those extraction devices. Where do you go to turn them in? Or turn the organs in? You come over here, and usually the collector will be standing right where I am. Oh, you're looking for this symbol on the map. You're looking for the crypto botanist. Usually he's in this area, but if you double click on one of the organs in your inventory, I don't have one, it should show you where he is generally. And then you're looking for that, that person right there. What he'll do is he'll take the organs that you've gathered into your inventory and he will give you more bandit crests, which then you can turn into gold. So I think that's the most gold and experience you can get out of the map. I believe I've covered everything important that you need to know for this video. This map is still useful for one of the Skyscale collections. Getting up to this area here and killing a certain enemy will spawn one of the enemies you need to kill for a Skyscale collection. If you're doing one of the two different ways to get to get and unlock a Skyscale, or if you're going through to unlock the other mastery line. And the way you get into the far SilverWastes up and over here is to first go to the Camp Resolve waypoint, come up and over into here, and don't go down to the Dry Dock Grotto. You want to stay up above, and there should be a bandit event over here, a bandit meta event. Kill the bandits, and once that event completes, the Skrit will open up their tunnels. From there, all you have to do, go back to the Camp Resolve waypoint, jump into this tunnel here. It will spit you out over here. Then all you gotta do is take the short route over to this tunnel, and this tunnel will take you to the far SilverWastes up over here. That's how you get there. Or if you have a flying mount like a Skyscale, I believe you can just jump over into there. Anyway, I think that's all of the noteworthy things to say about the SilverWastes. Very easy gold and experience farm, especially if you're a free-to-play player and didn't want to spend any money on any of the expansions. This is still accessible to you. So leveling up alts, especially if you have mounts, or if you just want a way to farm gold and experience. There you go. That's the video. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you liked it, and I will see you in the next one.